Today I am talking about books that I do not recommend, even though they were actually really good. What I mean is, these are books that I really enjoyed and think are really good books, but they don't get 5-star ratings and they don't get talked about a lot on this channel, and I'm not going to convince my friends to read them because I had some sort of issue with these books. Some of them I had issues with because they had parts that were inappropriate. Some I had issues with because I disagreed with the religious or politics-wise stuff in it, and some of them I don't think they're great literature, even though I found them really entertaining. Also, this list is in a specific order. I'm going to go from the ones that I probably would kind of recommend to the ones I definitely wouldn't recommend. I'm not gonna say what any of these books are about because I don't want you to think, oh, that sounds interesting, and then go look at it and read it. Because again, I don't want to support these books, and I am going to say a few good things about these books, but again, I highly recommend you don't check most of these books out. At least the last half of this list you shouldn't check out. Just don't. The first book is Out of My Mind by Sharon N. Draper. This one goes at the very beginning because I don't really know 100% why I'm putting it in this list. This didn't have anything inappropriate or anything. The main reason I'm putting it on this list is because it's super slow paced and not that entertaining, even though I thought it was a really good book. So I don't think it really deserves to be on this list, but for some reason when I was picking out books to put on this list, I just felt like putting it on here, so here you go. The next book is pretty much all of Cynthia Kaduata's books that I've read. This is my favorite out of her books. This one I would probably recommend to humans, but I will say her work is pretty slow paced and repetitive. You will notice if you read enough of her work. This book I'm mainly putting on this list because I'm not 100% sure I agree with the politics in this book. I may be wrong about that, but I think I do disagree with a few of the morals in her stories, but I'm not 100% sure. Next I have the Ruby Red series by Kristen Gear. I am highly enjoying this series. I've read the first 2 books and I'm waiting for a good time to read the 3rd and final book. I think this series is super enjoyable, but it's not the best literature ever. I wouldn't exactly call it literature actually. It is one of those pure entertainment books that don't make you think or anything, and I've said that about these before on my channel, but I do think they're really good entertainment. Also, there are a few little inappropriate parts in it. I also do have slight religious issues with it in parts, mainly the inappropriate parts. And next is the series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket. This one I feel sort of uncomfortable with putting it on this list. I don't really have a problem with the series other than the way it ended, because it didn't end in a way that I liked. I didn't think it was worth reading the whole 13 book series to get that ending. But the main reason I'm putting it on this list is because of the author. The author has done a couple things that I disagree with, so I'm not buying any more of his books to support him. So this is mainly on this list because I don't really want to support this author. I don't have too much problems with his actual books. I think we're starting to get into some heavier I don't recommend these books. The next is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I really enjoyed this book, but it had a ton of bad language in it. This is the first in a 3-book series, but this first book alone had enough bad language in it to spread out through all 3 books. It didn't use any really strong words, but it used some pretty strong words. The strongest word I saw was the S word, and I think it's really weird because I'm halfway through the 2nd book and there is little to no bad language in that one. So this one literally does have all the bad language crammed into this one. It also has a few times where the main character does inappropriate hand gestures. The next 2 are this series, the OMG Classics series and OMG Shakespeare series. These are classic literature books translated into emojis and text messaging and other social medias. I think they're really good because they help me understand the stories they represent, but these books do use some abbreviations such as WTF or AF and stuff like that. I don't think it ever ever explicitly swears, but it does put it pretty high on my do not recommend list. And the next one is The Secret Series by Pseudonymous Bosch. I'm really sad that this has to be on this list because these books are just works of genius. But there are some main characters in this book that have a lifestyle that I just completely disagree with due to my religion. And even though I really love these books, I read the first 3, I can't finish the series because of that. I wasn't 100% sure that that is what was going on, but there was something that happened in book 3 that didn't leave any other options open, so I can't finish the series, which makes me sad. Luckily, this author has another series out, and I have the first book in that series high on my TBR, and hopefully I don't have the same problems with that one as I do with this one. And finally, Seconds by Brian Lee O'Malley. This is the most well done graphic novel I've ever read in my life, and I'm really sad that I can't make my other friends read it. This basically has all the problems in it that I have with all the other books. It has a character with a lifestyle that I highly disagree with. It has really strong bad language. There are some images in here that aren't porn, but are a little too close to being porn, and I really hate that it has all those problems because I don't think I've ever read a better graphic novel. This would definitely be a 10 out of 10 stars if it didn't have all those things in it. So these are all of the books that I've read that definitely would be 5 out of 5 stars, would be making all my friends read, and would be talking about a ton on my channel if only they didn't have these few little disappointing things in them. Shoot. No. I hope you enjoyed this video because I just destroyed all the books I talked about. If you liked it, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. I don't care. But really, you should have liked it. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos, and say down below in the comments which book you really enjoyed but would be embarrassed to recommend to your friends. And also, don't look at any of these books. Don't search them or anything. They're not worth it, even though I said a ton of good things about them. Bye! Ah!